Blog Talk Radio.
What is up? Field Street Forum Live coming at you tonight. Back-to-back weeks because we just love our fans and knew everybody wanted to hear us yet again. So here we are, and we're in the middle of, or the dogs are in the middle of spring practice. So let's, of course, talk about that tonight. Got some unfortunate news here in the last week or so with several arrests going on. Not exactly sure why or what's going on with that. A little frustrating. So let's talk about that as well. And we've got a ton of scheduling news, actually. So some huge marquee matchups. Georgia's not playing around in the out-of-conference schedule. Just recently at FSU, and then discussions with Oklahoma with home and home as well. So just two massive showdown, games that have been set up now by the University of Georgia. Just going to be a lot of stuff to look forward to, so we'll talk more about that. I'm your host, The Real Dre. Soon to be joined by Jason Harry Dog and possibly Dustin. He might be joining us tonight as well. We'll have to wait and see. But I know Jason Harry Dog will be joining me here soon. It is a lot going on. And like I said, we wanted to jump on tonight and, kind of have next week off. And then the following week will be the week of G-Day. So we'll plans, Lord willing, will be coming to you live 2 weeks from tonight for our next show. But yeah, I'm ready to talk some Georgia sports and recruiting and stuff's happening. A lot of stuff's happening even though it's the off season, and Kirby's fired up about all kinds of things, especially the arrest issues, and he's kind of upset about that. I don't necessarily know. I'll be honest, I don't necessarily know if his public statements on this, if he's that upset with the players or if he's upset about how things are going down in Athens. I don't know. I think it may be a little bit of both, if you want to know the truth of it. But it is what it is, as closer it gets to being, some of it being legal and things like that. It's still illegal right now and needs to be, the rules are the rules and the laws are the laws, and you got to follow it. So, but we'll talk more about that a little bit, I guess. But right now, Jason Harry Dog has arrived. What's going on, Jason?
Man, just watching some Braves and some Cubs.
Yeah, I'm actually got the Hawks on tonight, man. This is turning into a fun team, man. You might want to jump on the bandwagon since you like jumping on bandwagons all the time.
God, did you say the Hawks are a fun team?
They do. They are, really.
Oh, God.
Give them their 2 draft lottery picks this coming up year, and to go along with Trae Young and John Collins.
I mean,
Young and Collins are pretty good.
I always go for the Atlanta teams, but nothing like UGA, but
Oh no. I'll say that I think everybody was kind of freaking out about the trade early on with trading Doncic for Trae Young, but Young's kind of settled into his own man. He's really playing well, and of course John Collins is really been a big-time target for him on alley-oop, really athletic, big and everything. So, and the Herder kid, the redheaded kid, is he's got some game too, man. My cousin told me about him. He's a Maryland fan, so he told me all about Herder. He was like, "Dude, you're gonna like him."
If you want to change your original statement to Trey Young is becoming fun to watch, then I might roll with that.
Well, he's becoming kind of the face of the franchise, I think. It's kind of sad though. When one of your players, I'm watching the game. Vince Carter's broadcasting the game with Dominique and Bob Rathburn instead of playing.
Wow.
I don't know if he's hurt or what. I wonder if he's coming back.
Man, old man Vince been playing for about 30 years.
He can still play, man. I've been surprised with him this year. But anyway, but you know, it'll be something to keep an eye on, man. I know you'll be jumping in with me if, when the Hawks get two more lottery players and maybe a free agent or two. I don't know.
I don't like to be going crazy like I do over Georgia football, but you know.
Yeah. It's no.
Ain't nothing like the dogs. Jeez.
Oh no, not at all. Even Georgia basketball, I'll take that over pro sports.
Cubs are winning now.
No, really.
Yeah, 2-run homer. Cubs winning.
No. Jeez.
Anyway, we're talking about the Hawks and the Braves. What about the Dogs?
I know, right? Hey, it's the off season, man. We gotta find it where we can. But yeah, we got spring practice right now. Got like I said, the spate of a streak of arrests going on, not good.
Dude, I swear to God, if you don't even get me started on that. If you want to get started on that, I mean,
I guess it's the good, bad, and the ugly. The good, bad, and the awesome. I guess let's do it that way. Good, spring practice. Bad, the arrests, and then awesome is the scheduling coming up over the next decade plus for Georgia football.
Man, go to the scheduling.
Yeah.
Just skip their arrests. Just skip their arrests right now. I swear to God, I'll start going off.
I get it. And Dustin, you there, brother?
Yep.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
We we can jump into the schedule. I mean, okay, a couple of days ago we had the Georgia FSU home and home set up, and that'll be in 2028 and 2029. Is that right? And then now I heard or read the reports of Georgia and Oklahoma actually in, I think, deep discussions, I believe, or was the actual article. And I don't know when that would be, but good Lord. I mean, you're talking like, EA Sports scheduling type stuff, man. You got Georgia's just, and then Kirby's like, Georgia's not going to back away from playing anybody and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, there you go, son. We still got to play the SEC schedule, man. Let's go.
Bring it, baby.
Man. You think,
I'll tell you this right now. If they schedule a home and home in Oklahoma, I hope Kirby Smart's still the coach here, and I hope doggone what's his face is still the coach. Lincoln Riley's still the coach of Oklahoma. We beat the dog piss out of him again.
I tell you what. I mean,
I tell you what. We play them in Athens. I'm gonna be there, and the second we score, I'm jumping on the sidelines. I'm waving my arms around like Superman, like a little punk. They're running up and down the field like I'm dang Superman, like a little punk.
I think obviously Georgia Notre Dame this year is going to get getting a ton of recognition and hype. I think if Georgia Oklahoma comes to fruition, I think that might be an even tougher ticket to get than Georgia Notre Dame.
Man, what are we? 8 years away from Florida State. Florida State will have 2 more coaches by then.
I know, right?
Okay, here we go. We got Notre Dame this year, Virginia next year, Oregon in 2022. Chris Ball might still be there. He got them kind of rolling a little bit. Clemson in 2024, UCLA in 2025 and 2026. I mean, ain't no telling what they're doing in 2025 and 2026. If Chip Kelly don't start doing something, he's going to be out of there quick. Florida State in 2027 and 2028. They might have a decent offensive line by then. Texas in 2028 and 2029.
Good God.
And, yeah, we owe them, so we had to wait about 10 years. And so I ain't no telling what happened by then. Clemson in 2029. And then Clemson in 2030, 2032, and 2033. So basically, our four non-conference games in 2028 are going to be Georgia Tech, Florida State, and Texas. And our non-conference games in 2029 will be Georgia Tech, Texas, and Clemson.
Is that a little bit of overscheduling?
Nah.
Yeah.
If none of those drop. So, I mean,
right.
According to how many of them drop. I wouldn't think the Clemson games would drop. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, you know, because we have game scheduled at Ohio State and Oregon already, and those already dropped.
Yeah, Ohio State, Oregon State too, I think. Those all went by the wayside. Those would have been like this year and last. They would have been over the last 3 or 4 years, I think. Those games, if I remember right. And then who knows?
I would think if they're really talking about adding Oklahoma, I mean, I think he said like through 2022 or 4 is already done. So I mean, maybe 2023.
Yeah.
And then 25 and 26 is UCLA. You could schedule Oklahoma too if you wanted. But then it definitely wouldn't be 2028 and 2029 because you already had 2 big games those years. So unless they're putting it by itself, it'll be the same year as probably UCLA, I would think. I don't know.
Right. I wouldn't even be shocked if they would maybe get rid of one of those UCLA games if they wanted to add another game in and then just play that game in Dallas or something one year in the Jerry's World game, you know, to open the season.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Cause what? Oregon's in Atlanta, Virginia's in Atlanta. Those are the Chick-fil-A games. But then, other than that, I mean, all of these are home and home series. So I don't know if that's the way they're going now, is home and homes or what.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hey, what do you say about overscheduling, Dustin? Do you think it is, or do you think it's not?
Well, if you're a proponent of the 4 team and how they don't let 2 lost teams in, I think it's overscheduling. But I think by the time about 5 years from now, we'll have 8 team anyways. But I know you have a differing opinion.
And Kirby basically was like, he can't, just basically no comment. I mean, he's like, we can't base decisions on anything like that. That's not for us to determine. You know, the typical, coach answer. No, I actually like scheduling the games, Dustin. I mean, let's roll. I would rather schedule the game and have a big win like that than have a 50-0 game against some pansy that doesn't count.
Well,
if we lose then we just lose it.
Well, if you can point at a 2-loss team that's made the playoffs before, I'll change my opinion. But the way they have it set up is straight to schedule. It really does not matter when it comes to picking those 4 teams.
Yeah. My only thing is doubling up on them. in a year, like the 2028, Florida State and Texas, and then 2029, Texas and Clemson.
That's tough. I mean, right now, 2028, Florida State and Texas, if the teams are like they are now, then, I mean, Florida State would be kind of a pushover, I guess. Because they're just not good. Yeah. That dude's not a good coach. But, I mean, who knows in 2027, 2028?
Yeah.
I mean, by then, I mean, I know Kirby wants to stay home and all that, but, I mean, that's what, 7 and 8 and 9 years from now. I mean, might get older and might want to start in the NFL by then. Who knows? I mean.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, personally.
Yeah. One thing that worries me about the UCLA game, not necessarily the, and I don't mean this totally, as a disrespect or anything, but I'm not worried about it on the field, but I'm worried. Remember the Arizona State game when Georgia traveled out there and then traveled? It wasn't that game that bothered them. It was the week after when they, flew cross country and traveled back to Athens that next week that they seemed a little sluggish. I don't even remember that wasn't the Alabama game, was it? After Arizona State? All I remember is they played super sluggish that next game. Unless they have a bye week, after that might be fine. But I don't know. That's just a long flight for them to go through, and I know it's
either
like
a bye week or a kind of
or a cupcake
pushover, cupcake game.
So yeah, I mean that would be fine. You just got to be smart about it, if you're going to load up like that.
But I mean, again, though, who knows how loaded it'll be? I mean, right now with UCLA there, is it really that loaded? I mean, with Florida State there, it's not really that loaded now. And for all we know, 2028, they could be the number one team in the country, and Texas could suck by then. I mean, you never know.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to imagine Florida State staying down that long with that much talent in the vicinity of them.
Even with Clemson, look at 2024 Clemson. Freaking Dabo could be in Alabama by then. I mean, you never know.
True. Are anybody surprised that Kirby kind of strayed from the Saban management, scheduling, with doing the big neutral site game instead of doing the home and homes like that? Dustin?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't know. What's the more beneficial side for revenue standpoint? Do we know that?
Mm-hmm.
Jason,
I think what I was thinking is they're going to sell more tickets this way, or else they wouldn't have scheduled all of those home and homes.
Yeah.
Because, you see through, the home and home with Notre Dame, but then Virginia, Oregon, and Clemson in 2020, 2022, and 2024 are all Atlanta games. And then working on the schedule from 2025 on, it's all home and homes. So they're seeing something there that's saying, okay, let's do home and homes and not the neutral sites.
Yeah. All I know is Jason's always had a great point, and nobody knows how they figured it out, but whoever schedules for Alabama does it perfectly because they pick these games like Florida State. You think Florida State and Alabama have signed up for a neutral site game, and you're thinking, oh my God, that's going to be game of the year. We're opening week of the season, and they freaking might be the worst Florida State team in 25 years. They do it every time.
You can't tell me.
I don't know how they do it though, because you wouldn't think those teams would suck, but somehow they've figured it out. I don't know if they kind of project their rosters or I don't know how they do it.
Okay, check this out. Tell me this: I might be overlooking somebody. When's the last time Alabama played a big neutral site game where the other team had a good returning quarterback?
I think you really don't know. I mean, because like Trickett I think he went to West Virginia, but you don't, like I say, you don't know that he's going to be good, I guess.
I think Francois, I mean, I don't know. You can say that now. He had a lot of hype going into that game before he got hurt. But
yeah.
Kind of fool's gold right there.
Or is it just them kind of hedging their bets a little bit? Or
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how far in advance they did the Florida State one. But, I mean, they had to be rocking and rolling whenever he scheduled that. I don't think anybody could have saw that coming. But Louisville was probably not even super good whenever they scheduled him.
Yeah, I don't know. You think that was Petrino even there? I wonder when that was scheduled. It might have even been Charlie Strong and Bridgewater. Possibly.
I'll look.
Yeah, I mean you gotta play in these games, but like I said, I just don't want to. Even great teams, it's hard to get up every week, So I mean, you just got to be smart on your the next game after those big games, or make sure your conference schedule is somebody that should be able to handle it. Just work it out. Don't just totally overload yourself, no matter how good your team is, because you just got to be. I don't know. I love having the matchups. It's going to be fun, but like I say, you just got to be smart about it. Don't overload these kids and Kirby and everything else. I'm sure he's obviously got a huge hand in it, so it's all good.
He said, "Hunt, not be hunted."
Huh?
He said he wanted to hunt, not be hunted.
That's right. And he was saying, Georgia's not going to be afraid to play anybody, so definitely proven that.
Oh, they scheduled Louisville 2015 for a 2018 game, so not that far in advance.
That was right after Strong left for Texas, then, wasn't it? No, that was a couple of years after he left, I guess. Because he was at Texas for 2 years.
So they made $1.75 million for scheduling the game.
Right. Let's see. So it is what it is.
He's probably right. I mean, they did that knowing when Lamar Jackson was going to be out of there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Lamar, like I said, they played West Virginia, and they were coming off a real good year, I think. And who else? FSU, I mean, like you said, Francois, but the rest of that roster wasn't very good. There's all kind of Virginia Tech. They're kind of up and down. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how they figure it out, but somebody's figuring something right. I don't know, or they're just living right. I don't. So anyway, I think it's obviously going to be fun to keep up with and watch out for and get ready as the hype builds for those games, get closer and closer to those games. But obviously we have a huge game in Athens this year, but as Notre Dame slides into Athens in the week 2 or 3, something like that. And, so I don't know. But like I said, this is week 2 of spring practice? Dustin, was hearing any buzz or any latest from the practice fields this week? Anything going on there?
He just said, an article I read today is that a lot of freshmen hit their 6-day wall or 6 practice wall, so
right,
it's good for them to learn on the fly. But said McCovey Dean said his head was flying yesterday.
What was with the? Hey, tell me this. Let's talk real quick about this. Now, what were you as shocked as I was to see the picture that you sent in the in our group chat with Walter Grant in with the running back group?
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I think he's.
What is going on with
I mean,
that?
they're not tall guys in our backfield. He looks like he's about 6'4" ish.
Right.
But,
I didn't even know he was. Did he play much running back in high school, or?
You have to ask Jason on that.
Yeah. I think he had to run real quick, but he'll be back. I'll ask him.
I can see him being in one of those hybrid fullback roles where he catches the ball too. Plus, we're really, really thin at tight end, so I don't think he wants any of his tight ends going into the I formation. So.
Right. A little H-back action, something like that.
What you talking
there
about?
Was someone that. What did you say, Jason?
What you talking about?
We were talking about Walter Grant.
Walter Grant
getting work at running back in the running back group.
That's a big boy.
Did he play much running back in high school, or did I miss that, or forget that, or what?
He did a lot.
Huh.
You know, smaller schools like that, you know, when they get a dude like that in there, they're playing both ways.
Right.
Because he's from, Cairo, right? South Georgia. Wasn't it Cairo?
Yeah. Jason, who was the guy on defense that they had playing some tight end?
Ooh, I don't know. Like
He said
recently, like now?
Yeah, he said it on his first spring interview, but I couldn't remember who he said had to get some reps.
Oh, I can't remember now. I have to look.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, he's from Cairo, Georgia.
Yeah. You get those South Georgia teams like that. When they get a dude like that in there, they're playing both ways. He probably played special teams too. I doubt he came off the field.
Here's real quick. This is from 247. Talking about Kirby at the press conference when they asked him about Walter Grant. Said he's done a hell of a job. I recruited Walter, so I got to see Walter run the ball at Cairo. Hey, who on our team can help us the most right now at tight end and running back? I saw Walter run it. He played a lot of running back in high school. We recruited him when I was at Alabama as an either-or. He's really bright, picks things up, catches the ball well. He's big, but he's done a good job back there. It's an experiment, I would say. Walter's bright. He's been in our system. He can sit in our meetings defensively and know what to do. So, if nothing else, it gives everybody else something else to think about. Put him in on the field. He's going to garner a lot of attention from a defensive coordinator, or opposing defensive coordinators. So, say, hey, it's probably something for him. So.
I'll tell you.
He's number 84.
I'll tell you the main thing that tells you, and it isn't on offense. The main thing that tells you is that we're very comfortable at our linebacker and outside linebacker.
Well, we were, but
we still are. They'll play. Which means Jermaine Johnson and Nolan Smith are going off.
It was him tight end too, Jason.
There you go.
Dude, I mean, he might be Mr. the utility man. I will say I don't want to see any. What was it? Was it Charles Johnson? No, not Charles Johnson. Oh shoot! The big defensive end under Donnan that was running the ball, and ended up tearing up his knee at running back.
Wasn't it Johnson, or was it not?
Was it?
I don't know.
It wasn't Charles Johnson because he was a D tackle. He was a big defensive end.
Yeah, I remember that stuff way better than I do.
Anyway, that was frustrating, but you know,
somebody talking, somebody else go look it up.
Yeah, right. I think his last name was Johnson, but I can't remember the first name. Number 47, I want to say. Anyway, I'll look it up. Anything else you're hearing, Jason, that from spring practice, spring reports, things like that?
Ooh, let's see.
Jumping out at
I think Tyndall's been running mostly with the wands.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's
Tyndall and Crowder.
News. Man.
If you can believe that.
You're just bound and determined to get your Harris County boy out there, ain't you?
I'm not doing it. He is.
That's his game day jersey he wears every week.
we can't help it if we just built different. Can't help it if we just know how to do things.
Yeah, he definitely stepped up, as the season went on. And plus, you got to think too, making that move from running back over to linebacker and everything too. There's got to be a huge learning curve for him.
I bet Demetrius Robinson has a good year too.
Who's that?
Yeah, he's been. They said he's been showing up at practice a lot. D-Rob.
Oh yeah. I definitely agree with that.
And then I think I remember Jake Rose saying that he doesn't remember. I mean, it's obviously against the ear, but he doesn't remember a Jake Fromm ball hitting the ground all spring.
Huh. Fromm, man, is just, I mean, you got to think, if he can, you just got to think he's going to take that next, step. Nobody's going to outwork the kid, I mean, he knows the playbook like, as good as anybody. It's just,
the only next step for him is basically stepping it up at the end of big games to me.
Yeah.
When the team's as good as you or better, your caliber, just against them. I mean that's really honestly it.
Yeah, and that just comes with just making it almost. It's just like you have to do it. He's not going to. There's nothing else he can really do to prepare. It's just a matter of seeing it happen in the seeing it happen on the field. Seems like. Anything else going on with in practice that you guys have heard or jumped out at you?
What about the mailman?
What about what?
The mailman.
Dude, I'm telling you, He's underrated. That
It's
dude's
in it, baby.
Is that the next jersey you're going to pick up?
I've been trying to tell those schools since he was a junior in high school that dude could throw the ball.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I never thought he was like SEC caliber starter, win the national championship, but that dude can sling the ball.
I really think, I mean, I would honestly, I mean, obviously depending on what game, but God forbid anything happened to Fromm or anything, but I would feel comfortable with Stetson, you know, maybe not, like I said, not in the national championship game, but any just normal run-of-the-mill game, I think I would be fairly confident with Bennett taking the reins and making things happen, you know?
Okay, so what's y'all over/under on 5.5 touchdown passes for him this year?
Over 10.
I still say under, but
10.
Unless we blow out.
He might be right.
You think 10, Jason?
10, baby. It's the mailman. You're talking about a think 10. It's the mailman, baby.
Yeah, if he gets a big lead, I see him putting him in earlier. I think he knows he wants to have Fromm healthy.
Yeah, that's true.
Then again, he does run when he's up, runs the whole third and fourth quarter.
But he doesn't do that now. I'll tell you the other big thing. I don't think I talked about it while I was off. Was freaking my boy Sawyer playing so well.
Yep. I was waiting on you to say that. I keep trying to set you up for these things, and you.
My boy,
finally took the bait.
He's a year late on me, but I mean it's all good. I tell you this, when you can sit a Jamari Sawyer on the bench, even in his true freshman year, you got a dang good offensive line.
Yes.
And they're saying he's playing as good at right tackle as he is right guard.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Who? I mean, honestly, if you had to start him right now, who would you start him over?
Right
Cleveland
guard.
or Wilson?
Not Wilson.
That's just unbelievable.
I think it would be right guard, but I think what he's going to do is you have your 5, whether it be Cleveland being there, but I think they want Sawyer to be like another Mays, because Kate Mays can basically play any of the 4 positions besides center. So, I mean, when you got 2 guys like that, dude, at the 2 5-stars that you just put in anywhere besides center, geez, come on.
By the way, I just remembered who I was thinking. It's Charles Grant. They used to the running back, defensive back, or running back. I appreciate Jimmy Hooper posting to us, said that Georgia got their kicker in the class, Noah Chumley. Just tweeted out, "It is truly a blessing to be able to announce that I will be able to live my lifelong dream of playing football for the University of Georgia.
Oh.
Go Dogs." So is that a 2019 commit, or is that a 2020 commit, or?
I don't know if he's a walk-on or a commit or what.
A walk-on, yeah.
If it's for this year, it's probably a walk-on because you don't even have a 247 profile.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. So But they got to.
He's a senior right now.
Okay, so he'll be next year. Hot Rod is a junior this year, right? Or no, he'll be a senior this year, right? Has it really been that long?
Yep, red shirt.
Is he a junior or senior this year? Red shirt junior?
Senior.
Senior, wow.
Yeah, he's going after this year.
That's crazy. Well, has he been one of the biggest improvements you've seen from beginning to to where he is right now? I mean, when he first came on board, I heard so many stories about him and his dad, and then we saw the issues with his dad, and I mean, I don't know, maybe it was more his dad, I don't know, but just the progression that he has made, it's one of the better stories, certainly, of the amount of improvement that he's made from day one till now. And I think a lot of the credit you got to probably give to Kevin Butler.
He wouldn't have ever said it, or at least definitely wouldn't have said anything publicly. But Kirby Smart was ready to kill that dude's dad.
Yeah. And I think too, I mean, that freshman year,
he got that man in his sleep for weeks.
I don't think anybody was confident when the snap to kick on field goals. His first year kicking and till now you're almost like you're surprised if he misses one, it seems like.
I got another one for you.
What's that?
Stokes is probably my second one.
Yeah. That for sure. That's probably two of the biggest right there. Do you guys want to talk any about the arrests and all that nonsense going on right now, or you want to be able to?
You don't want me to
Are you
start
able
on
to
it.
handle it?
Jerry.
I mean, I thought this problem was rectified with the Jimmy Williams' retirement. I mean, what's going on here?
I don't think is it gone yet?
Is he? I thought he was.
I can't remember.
Jason, what date is the G Day game?
April 20th. The whole team gets suspended that day.
Just can't. There's gonna be a big cloud over Sanford Stadium, I guess.
Yeah, it's because me and the Trent's gonna be there though.
Oh man.
I don't know. I don't know. I understand you gotta rules are rules and all that kind of good stuff, and if something happens and the RA didn't know about it, then they would get in trouble, and I don't know. But I just think we need to get the cool RAs in with where the athletes are and the football players are and everything, and not get the goody two shoes and all that kind of stuff, and things. And tell me this: have things gotten worse since they've gotten rid of athletic dorms, or I don't understand the point of why they got rid of athletic dorms, ingratiate them into normal everyday college life. Is that the thought process behind it, or what? I don't quite understand. It seems like it's
I don't know.
kind of
Either way, it's stupid.
If you don't know the truth of it. It really is. Oh, by the way, what do you think, Jason, about Kendall Milton being at Georgia for G-Day?
Bring him. I played
Anything...
some crowd in that day with recruits.
Oh, dude.
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah, you know, Kirby positioned spring game to be when nobody else is having their spring game. I don't know if y'all noticed that.
Yeah, usually it's like the same as Alabama and everybody. I mean, you have guys like California, Texas, Maryland, everywhere.
What about
we got it all to ourselves?
What you think about Burton?
I don't know if we've been after him that much. I don't know.
They said he picked it to
do
it on Edward's birthday.
Because Michael Lyman's committing soon, too, like in a couple of weeks. He's another wide receiver that I'm not sure how we've been after him. Because we may only take two.
Two?
Yeah, that might only be two. Maybe three, I don't know.
Guess they're not graduating much from that position.
Who's the next one to commit? Dustin, who you
Walker? I don't know Walker's timeline, but I thought he was probably the highest to try on that. Well, what was the inside linebacker or outside linebacker from Athens?
Oh, you caught me off guard. Whitehead, or was it?
Yeah. I thought him. That would have been my best guess, but I guess it didn't play out that way.
Yeah. Lenneth Whitehead. Oh, Jason, who do you have somebody you think might be the next commit? Nope, never mind. You go Whitehead. Yeah, I think him and Natrez went around back, I think. Stepped outside for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, you see Sherman, too. I don't know if he's coming to the spring game. Say Sherman, Lloyd, Whitehead, and Walker. Probably the biggest leans you probably want to see right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and is G-Day just, like you said, it's kind of Georgia's own day, basically?
Yeah, I would.
So they're going to load up on the visits, I guess?
Yeah, that was really, really strategic on his part. Plus, it's Easter weekend. So the only downside of that is you got people having to decide if they want to be traveling the day before Easter if they're out of state. So that's the negative to it, but you don't have to worry with them having to decide to go to Clemson, Alabama, Florida State. They're the only ones on that day.
Right. And the good thing, too, about pushing it back, it's not matched up the same weekend as the Masters, too.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
You know, that's a big draw, obviously.
Last year on the Masters?
I think so. It's been like 2 or 3, times in the last, 5 years, I think. So I think this works out better and, good weekend, like you said, frees up for a lot of other people and from a lot of other people and differentiates it from other schools spring games, and like you said, allows more people to come in. So
I
think overall it's definitely a good thing. Yep.
Because you're getting a lot of people being negative on Twitter, even Georgia fans, with what's going on. So
yeah, they got to get something worked out. Like I said, I know rules are rules, the laws are the laws, but you just got to kind of suck it up, and during this time you can't do whatever you want to do, man. I mean, that's just bottom line.
Well, not to get too deep into it, but when your buddies are your friends, and a lot of football teams got their own cliques. Like, I mean, when they're eating, doing workouts, everything, they're doing all that together. But outside of football, everybody has their cliques on the team, and it's the same clique of people and that are hanging out that are the ones that are doing it. So, someone's got to step up and be more camaraderie on the weekends, than just let that group of people hang out with each other all the time. That makes any sense.
Need some leaders to step up on the team and not let this kind of nonsense happen and keep going.
True.
So, all right, man. Well, I know it's been kind of a short episode, but I know there was a lot of things we definitely wanted to talk about, including all the negative stuff, but also definitely wanted to hit on the scheduling and of course, spring practice reports and things like that. So there's a lot going on, and so we want to jump on here and appreciate everybody listening in. Also, make sure you check out, keep an eye out for the YouTube version of the podcast. Dustin takes all that and matches it up on YouTube.
The ones that are on YouTube, make sure you go to fieldstreetforum.com to look at Jason's recruiting stuff. I know a lot of people that watch on there might not be on the website as much, but if you want some of the best free material on the internet for Georgia football recruiting, he's got really good articles about every day.
Yep. That's on fieldstreetforum.com, fieldstforum.com. Check it out. Twitter and Facebook, all the links will be there as well on Field ST Forum. Check out DWoody15. Check out The Real Dre. And also definitely check out Playbook Athlete on Twitter, and leave it on Facebook as well, and playbookathlete.com. They are the ones that allow us to be here on the Playbook Athlete Podcast Network to bring you Field Street Forum Live. So, like I said, we will most likely be off next week, and then the following week, Wednesday night, we will be here 9 o'clock as we preview G-Day. Get ready for that. Till next week. 2 weeks. Go Dogs. See you.